Hey, what's up everybody? This is D, MKD58 Media. In this video for you guys today, it's not a movie review, something a little different. I wanted to take the time to talk about some apps that will assist you if you want to run and start and operate a YouTube channel and you're only using your mobile Android device. I want to talk about this because when I first started trying to do the whole YouTube video thing, I was working strictly off of my Android phone. Now, at this point, I still use my Android phone for a lot of stuff, but for video, I've got a couple cameras that I use for video now, and I got a desktop computer that I do, my uploading off of, and a lot of, use DaVinci Resolve to do some video editing and things like that on the desktop. But when I first started, I was strictly using my Android mobile device. So I had to find apps that worked for me to edit video on my phone, create and edit thumbnails, all of that stuff, audio recordings, voiceovers, all that type of stuff I did strictly from my Android device. And there's a few apps that really made that possible for me. Now, these apps I'm about to talk about, they're not the only apps that you can do some of these things with, but these are the apps that I used at the time, and some of them I still use for certain things. And I'm going to just go over some of them. This is just going to be real kind of bare bones, nothing fancy about it. I'm reading off of a notepad right now, full disclosure. And I'm going to talk to you about it. It's about 5 or 6, maybe 7 apps that I'm going to talk to you about. I'm going to try to keep this brief, but still give you enough info. And what I will do is I will put up little pictures in the video of kind of the logo of each app. So when you go into your Google Play Store or whatever you use, you'll be able to kind of quickly find the specific apps I'm talking about. So let's get into it. First off, I want to talk about an app, a video editing app called Cyberlink Power Director. Now, Cyberlink Power Director has, also has software that works on, your laptop computers and your desktop computers and all that stuff, but they also have a mobile app. You can do the free thing, and I did that at first, but what I eventually did is I eventually paid for it. And I think it was a one-time payment. It's not like a recurring thing. It's a one-time payment. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember quite how much it was, but I want to say it was in the $10 range. But for me, it was well worth it because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of video production stuff, and at the time, this was all I had was my phone, and this was the best software for me to do this on my phone. Cyberlink Power Director, specifically for Android mobile. It's basically like a your Adobe Premiere or DaVinci or trying to think of some other editing suites and things like that. But it's basically a video editing suite that's strictly on your phone. So you shoot video, open your video files in this program, and then you can edit them, splice them together, put music, text over them, have cuts, all that type of stuff. You can even do green screen, chroma key type stuff, all of that type of stuff. Now, if you don't pay for it, if you don't get the paid version, I believe you will end up having to have their company watermark over your videos, if I remember correctly. And that's part of the reason why I went ahead and did the paid version, because I wanted to be able to truly customize the footage that I was putting up and everything. So I do suggest, if you're taking the whole YouTube thing serious, but you're getting into it kind of slow, and for whatever reason you have to use only your Android phone, it's worth it to pay for it, so you can really do what you want to do. So Cyberlink Power Director, to me, that is the best video editing software app for Android. There might, as far as I know, there might be some more stuff, new stuff out there now, but I can only tell you about what I use. So that's the first one. Second one I want to talk about, Intro Maker. Now, this is an app, Android app, in Google Play, that it really helps you put together your kind of title screens, your intros and outros for your videos. Now, even though I now work off of a desktop computer and do all my editing on DaVinci Resolve, I still get on my Android device, open up the Intro Maker app, and use you know, the templates and all the tools they have within that app to put together intro videos. Then once I get that video made on my device, I then upload that video onto my desktop, and then put that video into DaVinci and add it into the productions that I do on DaVinci. So I still use these Android apps. So Intro Maker is very great, very, very quick, just straightforward, easy to use way for you to put together a, you know, 5 to 10 to 15 second intro screen, you know, with your logo and, you know, so and so presents, or just, you know, an intro for your video. And likewise, you can do an outro video for your video. Just like when you watch this video, that MKD58 Media, you know, that shows up at the very beginning of the video, you know, with the little swoosh sound effect and all that shit, did that on Intro Maker. Same way with some of the outro stuff, not all of the outro stuff that I do, but some of the outro stuff as well, did that on Intro Maker. So I highly suggest Intro Maker. There's lots of templates on there for you to use that will cover kind of videos for different subject matters and different styles, all of that type of stuff. Various fonts, various animation styles and variations, sound effects, music, lots of stuff on there. I highly recommend Intro Maker, okay? Next up, this is an oldie but a goodie, Audio Evolution Mobile. This is a audio recording studio that's on Google Play. Very high quality. This is also something that, if I remember correctly, I eventually put money into. I eventually paid for. It's not a reoccurring payment. It's a one-time payment. I believe it was like $5 or something like that. If you're serious about doing this stuff, when I say serious, I just mean, like, I don't even mean like professional. I just mean you plan on using it a lot. If you plan on using some of this stuff a lot, to me, it's worth it to do the little one-time payment. And some of the stuff that's subscription-based, it's still worth it, even if it's subscription-based, because you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. So, Audio Evolution Mobile, what this is basically like kind of similar to something like Audacity or any of these audio studio suite type things that let you record audio, multi-track audio recording. You know, you can do different effects and things with the audio, obviously, you know, reverb, delay, gain, all that type of stuff. I highly suggest Audio Evolution Mobile. It's definitely worth it. What I used that for initially, early on, if I did any video that was strictly audio, like almost like kind of a podcast or something like that, I would record the audio on that, because it's a very high quality, to me, it's a very high quality, especially for a mobile device thing. It's a very high quality app. You get very high quality results from using it. I definitely suggest it. I mean, in my opinion, if you wanted to record a song and all that type of stuff, you could do that with this app. It's high quality stuff to me. So, moving on, Media Studio Pro. This is another oldie but a goodie for me that I utilized early on. You can do. It's a media studio. It's kind of the name speaks for itself. You can do chroma key type stuff. You can, supposedly, but I didn't really use the chroma key on that because I found other avenues that were more effective in terms of using chroma key. But you could, in theory, do some chroma key stuff with this app. But you can also do audio recording. You can take a video, extract the audio from the video, or take a video and extract just the video, and all types of stuff. There's special effects within there that you can download, you know, explosions, just all types of kind of pre-made special effects that you can download and then place those over a scene or a graphic or anything like that. It's basically a media studio. You can work with video and sound. doing all types of special effects type things. I do recommend it, but you also, it's not you don't necessarily need it. Out of all the things that I'm going to be reading off to you, this one is kind of, you could take it or leave it. It's very good for certain things. I have used it a lot, but it's also one of those things I can go even before I got my computer set up, I could go a long time without using it. You don't need it to put a project together, but it is useful. Okay, so that was Media Studio Pro. Next up, LogoPit Plus. Okay, now I'm gonna suggest LogoPit Plus because that's what I used first, but it's very similar to Canva. Okay, so I'm gonna also put Canva, I'm gonna bunch that in with LogoPit Plus. Both of these you can get on Android in the Google Play Store. Canva is also available, obviously, on desktop or whatever, but I started out with LogoPit Plus, and what I basically used LogoPit Plus for was putting together thumbnails. Okay, you can put together all types of other types of presentations and, you know, pictures and just things like that, but I generally used it to construct my thumbnails. You can also use it to construct, you know, like a party invitation or something, or even a business card if you want it. But I strictly used it for constructing my my thumbnails. If I had PNG graphics or a photo or something I wanted to be in the thumbnail, I'd upload it into LogoPit Plus and just get to working on it. You can move things around. It's like Canva. LogoPit Plus, highly recommended for you if you are trying to put together a thumbnail using strictly your Android device. Okay, now moving on, Do Recorder, DU Recorder. So I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced, just Do Recorder. This is a screen recorder app, and there's tons of screen recorder apps available on Google Play. This is just the one that I ended up using the most when I would screen record. I would screen record some of my mobile gameplays and stuff like that, and that's what I would use as a Do Recorder. Now, some of my more recent mobile gameplays that are on my channel, I used a different screen recorder, okay? But Do Recorder was the first one that I used when I started doing that, and it worked well enough. Just for whatever reason, I started using this other screen recorder that I'm not even sure what the name of it is actually officially, but Do Recorder is a great screen recorder app. And you know, if you like to upload, I play Call of Duty Mobile. If you play Call of Duty Mobile, or you play Guns of Boom, any of these there's tons of mobile games out there, but you want to screen record your gameplay so you can edit that into something and upload it or whatever. Do Recorder is great for that. It's also if you just want to record anything on your screen, if you do tutorials on different things that you do on your phone and you want a way to record what you're doing on your phone so you can use that for a tutorial video, Do Recorder is a great screen recorder for accomplishing that. So that's one. Now the last one that I will talk about, I might have an honorable mention or two, but this for sure last one that I'm going to talk about, it's called Background Eraser, okay? And the benefit of this is, like the name implies, you can remove the background from from pictures so that you can create what is called a PNG file. And then you can take that PNG file and place it over another background or another backdrop. Now, for instance, in like some of my thumbnails, you see me where it's like, you know, my face and body, and I'm laid over a background, and it's, you know, it's clear that I've been superimposed or whatever over a background to make myself a part of a picture. Just you see the way I construct some of my thumbnails. The picture of me that's a PNG file because I've been trimmed out of my background that I originally was in the picture, took me out and placed me over another background. All right. When you can do that with a photo, that's a PNG file. I know I'm not articulating myself the best. I will try to have some kind of visual representations as well when I edit this together to kind of show what I'm talking about. But yeah, Background Eraser is great. Have you ever, if some of you creative types, you might want to put together a piece and you found a great picture. Let's just say let's just be real loose with it, like LeBron James. Say you wanted to place LeBron James within a scene, and you found a good picture of LeBron James to use, but it's a picture where he's like, there's a whole lot of other shit in the picture and behind him, and you really just want LeBron's face and body or whatever, so you can, you know, cut that out and place it someplace else. This is what you would use to do that. Background eraser. You would erase the background and just pluck LeBron out of the picture and place him where you want him to be, okay? This is great for that. Very useful. It saved me a lot of times when it came to putting together a PNG file. I still use it on occasions. Like I said, a lot of my thumbnails, a good portion of them, I still put those together on my Android device. And then, you know, hook my phone up to the desktop and load up the picture and everything that I put together on my Android device, load that up and load it up into the computer and then work with it more on the computer. So even though I'm working with, you know, a desktop computer and, you know, different cameras now, I still utilize my Android device still for certain things. It's just convenient, and some stuff just works well. And I'm used to it. I know it like the back of my hand. All these apps that I use them for so long that sometimes it's easier just to do it on the phone and then transfer it to the computer. So now for my honorable mention, I want to talk about KineMaster, K-I-N-E Master. That's also a video editing suite of sorts, very similar to Cyberlink Power Director. I really just prefer the setup of Cyberlink Power Director, but KineMaster can technically do many of the same things. But the reason I'm honorable mentioning KineMaster is because KineMaster was the first mobile app that had a really well working chroma key green screen option, okay? Cyberlink Power Director now has that, but it only recently got that, like within the last, you know, maybe year or so. KineMaster had it first, and what originally happened is I had both KineMaster and Cyberlink Power Director on my phone, and the only reason I had KineMaster was so I could utilize its green screen capabilities, and then the green screen things that I put together on KineMaster, I then would load those into Cyberlink Power Director, which is what I really used to edit things and put together my projects. And, you know, I'd go from there. And then once Cyberlink Power Director got their green screen capability, which worked really well, I kind of just faded away off of using KineMaster. But I want to, you know, kind of give KineMaster some props since they were first with that mobile app green screen capability. So you might want to check them out. You might actually like them better than Cyberlink Power Director, but just for my taste, I just always preferred Cyberlink Power Director more, okay? Now, and that's it for me. I also was going to talk about some of my photo editing app type stuff. I might save that for a different video. I really kind of wanted to touch more on the audio, video editing type stuff that you can do on Android devices, okay? So I'm gonna leave it there. All those apps that I read off, all of those will be extremely useful for folks that are strictly working off of their Android device. There's a lot of people that they film on their phone, they film on their phone, they edit on their phone, they upload from their phone. Like the phone, their Android device is their whole kind of YouTube studio in a way. And I know there's people like out there like that, because I was like that. Not everybody has a computer, and not everybody has a good camera, all that type of stuff. Like, I guess these days, if you have a phone, you have a good camera technically, because all these phones are really up in the ante on things. But I say all that to say, some people just don't have all the other stuff. They simply have just a phone, and you can still start a YouTube channel, you can still record, you can still edit, you can still upload, all that type of stuff. Creating thumbnails, you can still do all of that type of stuff from just your phone, and these are great apps for doing that. So check some of those out. Hopefully it helps you if you're wondering and looking for some mobile apps that will assist you in doing all those type of things: video editing, audio editing, thumbnail construction and composition. Yeah, even some, special type things. Some of those apps will allow you, like I said, green screen, all that type of stuff, chroma key. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. Always got more videos to come, and it's obvious. I know I do a lot of movie reviews, but there will be videos about various other topics as well, and there's already videos on my channel about, you know, other things as well. But just, I've been meaning for a while to get a video like this out because it's part of my experience. I have a lot of experience with these apps. It's only recently that I've been doing things from a desktop computer and doing things on a legit, you know, camera and all of that type of stuff. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. Thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next go round. All right.